So I just got dress coded during the interview. And then they decided to reschedule the interview with me for tomorrow. But before they rescheduled, the lady was like, "Would you like to come back? Like, go change and then come back?" And I was like, "No. These are the shorts. Let me turn to the side, y'all. These are the shorts."
I know, right? My eyes have been sensitive to light these days. However, my glasses will be ready very soon. My eyes are tearing up. It's giving me a headache. This is the kind of side effects of my kind of job, which is content creating. You're exposing your eyes to artificial lights, natural lights, everything. And my eyes are not even good to start with. But that is why I'm doing this, right? Anyways, a lady went for a job interview, and when I saw the video, I honestly thought probably it was a physical, what's it called, a Zoom interview. It's not something that she has to walk into the office to go and, for the interview, because nowadays interview now are done via Zoom, via online platform and everything. So she was like, she wanted to the interview, and I'm like, okay, maybe because she was looking all very good, all corporate or something from up here to Atomy. But what she's putting on is not bad, it's very good for any other occasion, not for interview. But later on, I kind of listened to the voice, to the recording very well, and she was like, they told her to go back home and change. I'm like, okay, then this is not a virtual interview, because if it's a virtual interview, there's no point for you to stand up and tell and show them what you're wearing down there, right? You all, I cannot imagine how some people just think that that is appropriate for an interview. If you have an organization firm and somebody walk up to your firm to come for an interview, and this is exactly what you're putting on, how would you feel? Will you still continue the interview? Is anything wrong with what she's wearing? Let me know down in the comment section, because I have few reaction on this video. Let's go ahead and watch the videos together, and I'm back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
So I just got dress coded during the interview. And then they decided to reschedule the interview with me for tomorrow. But before they rescheduled, the lady was like, "Would you like to come back? Like, go change and then come back?" And I was like, "No. These are the shorts. Let me turn to the side, y'all. These are the shorts."
So I take that to mean you didn't want the job. Because when the people offered you the lifeline and said, "You know what, you want to go change," that was your clue. That was your wink, wink. Yeah. And you still was like, "No, I like these very, very short shorts." Like, I don't care if it was casual Friday. You still aren't wearing that. That is still not business attire. That is still not professional attire. I know people like having outfits that you can go from work to like having drinks with your friends after work. But girl, you way too close to after hours after work than you are for the business hours. Like, you're surprised you got dress coded? You don't look like you're going to work. People jump online every day and talk about how they've applied for hundreds of jobs. It has been so hard for people to even get an interview. And you were halfway to getting the job and you let a pair of shorts keep you from your destiny? Girl. But maybe you didn't know. But shorts are not interview attire. You want to wear some slacks, maybe a nice dress. Whatever you wear should usually come below the knee. You don't want what you're wearing to be a distraction. You got your legs all out. That's distracting in somebody's workplace.
So I just got dress coded during the interview.
Sister, I had so many questions. When I seen it yesterday, I was like, maybe it was for a virtual interview. I don't see anything wrong. Until today, it came back across my timeline and they said you was in an in-person interview. And the HR lady said, "Would you like to go home?" And you still was like, "Nah." Baby, interview etiquette 101. Unless explicitly called out to express your creativity in the way you dress and things like that and freedom of expression. Yeah. Please do not wear no shorts to the interview until you already get the job, baby. Not an interview. You want to put on your best self and present yourself as your best self. Albeit certain roles, fashion designer, stylist, and things like that may require a different type of dress for those in-person interviews, but this ain't it. Shorts at an interview? Crazy work.
So I just got dress coded during the interview.
My name is Elisa and I am your recruiter. Let's talk about it. Guys, there is never a time where it is acceptable to wear shorts in an interview. So, no hate to this young lady, but I've been in the recruitment industry for about 8 years now, and I've seen some things. But in terms of her reaction, maybe it is a lack of knowledge and lack of understanding from her of what is acceptable to wear to an interview. But just her reaction from the feedback that she got, I highly doubt that she's going to be successful for this role, because that's what I always try to do. I've worked with graduates a lot within my career, and sometimes it is just a thing of, this is their first interview. They don't know what is going on. They don't know what's expected of them. I've seen ripped jeans, I've seen low cut tops, and when I've provided feedback, they've always been receptive and thankful, like, oh, thank you so much for not letting this opportunity get away from me, but giving me an opportunity to correct myself. I've had instances where I've asked a girl to turn her top around because the back was higher than the front. It was super low cut, just so that the hiring manager did not judge her based on what she was wearing. And that's the thing, guys. Unfortunately, that is a situation. You are going to an interview. You're not going out to a club with your friends. You're not going out for a walk. You are going to present yourself to be possibly employed within an organization. So yes, people will judge you based on how you're dressed. And it's not asking for a lot for you to put a button-down t-shirt and a pair of black pants on. It is really not asking a lot. I really hope that this young lady learns from the situation and it all turns out fine. I just wish that she received the feedback a little bit better and used it as a learning curve instead of feeling like it was hate towards her. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys.
So I just got dress code during the interview.
For work attire, there's a big difference between what's office appropriate and what's interview appropriate. What you're wearing may be deemed more so along the lines of office appropriate, but in my opinion, and this is not judgmental, in my opinion, that's not interview appropriate, especially shorts. How I think of it is you always want to go the most formal route possible. In a formal setting, there's no such thing as being overdressed, right? If you're at a wedding, a dinner party, interview, you can't be overdressed. It's just impossible. Therefore, always go the most formal route possible. I respect that the recruiter didn't judge you or cancel on you, but rather she hinted and rescheduled and just moved on. I respect that. Best of luck in your career search.
So I just got dress code during the interview.
Hello, I'm Professor P, and I'm not here to shade that young woman who didn't know she couldn't wear shorts to an interview. Instead, I'm here to remind us that every company culture is different. Every dress code at a company is different. However, when it comes to an interview, shorts are never acceptable. Let's talk about what is. All right, so up first, a classic black suit, very demure, very mindful. We love that it has the blazer, the pant, the top. Underneath, it's just going to be classic. It has some great texture as well. Here's another great black suit. It's very Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. It's snatched at the waist. If you don't really like anything too high up at the neck, you could opt for this navy two-piece. Now, I would always add a blazer to a business professional look to just keep that professional aesthetic. Here, you could put a tan blazer. You could keep it navy and monochromatic, or you could add some texture. Speaking of texture, I love this three-piece suit. You have the vest, you have the blazer, and the pant that you can all break down and wear multiple different ways and keep in your business professional wardrobe. And even when we think about color, you can keep it monochromatic or go monochromatic and know that accessories can really personalize and add a lot of additional character to your look. I love how she slayed with the gloves here. You could even do like a leopard print shoe, a scarf, something to really show your personality and your style. Speaking of style, Jessica Pearson from Suits, go Gina, slayed every episode. She's definitely the go-to inspiration that you should save on your Pinterest board. Now, if you're still like, ugh, shorts, you can wear shorts once you get the job after the interview, if that's, typical for your work environment. Just make sure that they are close to the knee, okay? And still very professional. Hope this helps.
So I just got dress code during the interview.
So she's been giving the business in the comments, and that's not what I want to do. But I do have 2 points, right? Whenever I go to an interview, whatever I wear to that interview, you can best believe you're going to see me in that outfit when I get the job. So is that outfit something that she could wear realistically when she gets the job? Because gone are the days where I have interview clothes, or you can expect people to come dressed to the nines to the interview and then have a whole nother wardrobe for the actual job. That's first. Second, they offered to reschedule the appointment. Before they did that, they offered her to go home, change, and come back. Now, if you offer her that job, you need to know you're going to have hell on your hands when it comes to the dress code. Because if that's not an outfit that she can wear to work in her day-to-day, and you let her go home and change or reschedule.
Everyone is dunking on the girl who wore shorts to her job interview. And honestly, when I first saw the video, I wanted to dunk on her also. Like, it was funny. But at the end of the day, I think it's really easy to judge when, like, you've always had that knowledge. And I don't know her story. I don't think any or most of the people stitching her video know her story. And so it's possible that she doesn't have anyone in her life who could have advised her on what to wear and not wear to a job interview. So instead of adding to the pile-on, I want to give some examples of like things she could have worn to her job interview so that, you know, if she sees this, maybe she'll get to have some ideas for the next interview. So as a rule of thumb, if you're interviewing for a job in any sort of corporate environment, the safest options are going to be suits. And that would be a pantsuit, a skirt suit, or a dress with a jacket. So like any sort of kind of normal like sheath dress that goes to like around the knee, and a blazer or a jacket. You can technically get away with a little bit above the knee, but you have to use good judgment there. So in terms of shoes, you can wear pretty much any sort of closed toe loafer, pump, ballet flats. They can be rounded or pointed. In terms of colors, typically I would encourage you to stick with dark colors, so black, navy blue, could be dark gray. I have seen some really, really lovely suits that are in like deep jewel tones, but again, like you might want to save those for like once you've already, you know, gotten the job, and then whip out your like amazing eggplant colored suit or something. But like, so for the interview, I'd keep it to black, navy blue, dark gray. If you're interviewing in the South, you might be able to get away with like a seersucker suit or a tan suit, but I wouldn't encourage you to be super experimental at this point. Just stick to the tried and true navy blue, black, dark gray. In terms of your jewelry, just keep it simple. I really like wearing jewelry at work and stuff, but I like to keep it kind of simple, like, you know, little pendants, earrings. You can definitely use your accessories to show your personality, but I wouldn't make them distracting. For example, I have a friend, she's Native American, and she'll wear like earrings that have cultural significance, but they're not like drawing attention away from her during the interview. So it's like, you know, it's a cool conversation piece. Like someone's, oh, I love her earrings. She can talk about that and talk about, oh, look who made them and that kind of stuff. But it's not like, you know, her earrings are like so distracting that you can't focus on anything else. Your makeup should just be, I'm trying so hard not to say demure in my but that's like become such an earworm this week for me. Your makeup should just be really kind of basic, not distracting, like not loud. Unless of course you're interviewing for a position as like a makeup artist, in which case, you know, you would know best what to do in that case. And your like fragrance. So I'm a perfume enthusiast, perfume collector. I love fragrances, but for your interview, I would recommend against wearing any sort of fragrance. I'm in a lot of like fragrance communities, and being in those communities has really underscored for me like how subjective perfumes are, in the sense that 1,000 people could think something is like the best scent ever, and then one person could hate it, think it's just like disgusting, makes them nauseous, triggers a migraine, makes them want to vomit, like whatever. And it's almost impossible to predict where someone's going to be with regard to like a fragrance you like. So you could just think it's something so mild and universally likable, like a safe wear, and you show up for this interview and your interviewer could be somebody who hates it. And you don't want anything like that to be sticking in your interviewer's mind. Like when they're talking to you, they're thinking like, oh, this person stinks, or like, oh, I hate the way this person smells. So I would avoid fragrance entirely. And then other than that, you're fine. Like I'm not gonna post clips from the original video, but like her hair was lovely. She seems like, you know, very young. I really do hope that her rescheduled interview, I hope she went to her rescheduled interview and hope that it went well, and so maybe she won't have any more interviews. Maybe that was it, and this will be her new job. But if not, and you have more interviews coming up, go for a suit with, you know, some heels or some nice flats, and then leave it at that. Also share some places where you can get like some of the items mentioned, like a skirt suit or a dress and like a jacket, in case you're looking. Good luck.
Even if you don't know the proper dress or the proper clothing to wear for an interview, and you just kind of wear something and you're kind of like you don't know anything when it comes to dressing, and you just feel like you're very okay, because to be honest, there's nothing wrong with what she's wearing. What she's wearing is very fine and it fits her appropriate, body structure and everything. But then when you got there and they told you that, can you go back and change, I kind of look at you in one kind of way, that tells that what you're putting on is not appropriate. So if you didn't know and you really wanted the job, what you should have done was probably go back and change, or kind of ask that, oh, is this not appropriate? Or I didn't know. Then you go back and change. But the fact that she was like, no, I'm not going to go back and change because you feel like what you're wearing was okay, then I don't know, to be honest. And I don't want to believe that there's nobody that doesn't know what is appropriate for an interview. I feel like I don't know, maybe because of where I'm from or the Nigerian in me, what is appropriate when it comes to office. So far that you're going to an office interview, you know that you're supposed to wear corporate. You know you're supposed to be on corporate. Nobody's telling you you must wear a suit. Nobody's telling you you must put on like very complete to know. So far, even though it's just a gown that is very corporate, it's okay and modest, right? Demure. Anyways, it doesn't have to be, even if you want to wear something short, just a little bit above your knee, and it depends on your body structure. If you have like down there is kind of huge, you know that when you're wearing something very short, you know it's going to call so much attention on you, and you never can tell who's going to interview you in person, right? You never can tell because you're really looking for a job. Especially where I'm from, whereby to get a job is very difficult. It's very difficult to get jobs. So when you go for interviews, you know that you have to put in your best. You have to wear your best. You have to look your best, because your appearance alone will mean a lot. So unless maybe it's very easy to get a job where she is, then she feels like, oh, if you don't give me this job, another person will give me the job. So, well, they rescheduled for her. So now a lot of people are telling her how to dress for the interview, what to wear next time. So hopefully she's going to learn and change. Or if any other person is actually thinking exactly the way she's thinking, would learn and change. Anyways, what is your take? As I asked earlier, if you have an organization firm, would you give the person a second chance or a third chance? Not even, okay, second, because you were like, go back and change, and she said no, and you rescheduled, right? Could you give them that kind of opportunity to change what they are wearing, or you will just, immediately don't even enter the building? Right? What is your take on today's video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section respectfully, and thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.